How do we achieve happiness in nursing? I've often heard that happiness is a choice. While that may be an oversimplification, I do agree that our happiness is usually a result of the decisions we make in our lives. Every day we make lots of decisions, big and little. How do you make them? Being healthy in mind, body, and spirit is crucial for making good decisions because we can't make good judgments when we feel exhausted, physically, mentally, or spiritually. When we are strong, healthy, and whole, we're better equipped to make sound choices. Here are several less than optimal ways we sometimes make decisions, along with recommendations for ways to make them better. Too often we don't consider what's best for us. The same altruistic qualities that call us to work in healthcare are the same characteristics that allow us to often shortchange ourselves. We do what's best for others, sometimes at the cost of what is best for us. It doesn't have to be either or. When possible, make decisions that benefit others too and are healthy for you as well. Often, we make decisions on the spur of the moment, under times of stress when the adrenaline's pumping. These are not the best circumstances in which to make any decision, big or small. You've likely been in situations like that. You're in a meeting and somebody calls for help with a project, and they call for help and they call for help again, and you raise your hand and you're in and you're involved again because you said yes again. That's how I, a novice, became a 4-H leader of 30 kids and 100 horses. As much as I loved it, I was way over my head with too much on my already overcrowded plate. It took me way too long to learn to never say yes at the moment. Now, I try to say, and I suggest you try it too. Let me think or pray about that, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. Let's remind ourselves that if it's a good decision today, it will still be a good decision tomorrow. Sometimes decisions are made too quickly, in the form of a misspoken word. In the heat of a moment, words are said in haste, without forethought, without peace, sometimes in anger or frustration, and lives can be changed forever. Instead, count to 10. Bite your tongue, breathe deeply, speak carefully. Good decisions are made in a place of peace. You need to have the time and space and solitude to make healthy choices. Even ordinary small ones should be made in this way. Try taking deep breaths in a quiet environment to evaluate the facts before you decide. When a decision is big, maybe life-changing, get out of Dodge. Find a quiet place for an overnight stay, unaffected by the stress and turmoil. It's there, in a place of peace, that good decisions can be made. In that quiet space, listen to your deep inner voice. Whether you call it intuition or higher conscience or Holy Spirit, remember that that still small voice is your built-in guide, your divine guidance. It must be listened to, respected, and followed. We cannot hear it in the chaos. Be still. Listen. Follow. Occasionally we make decisions that are not consistent with our priorities. Don't give lip service to one thing, claiming it's the priority in life, and then make decisions that distract you from that. Sometimes we make decisions that are not aligned with our values. Wouldn't the world be a better place if we all did? I try, now try being the operative word here, to make my decisions based on this philosophy. If you make the right decision today, the God, the higher power that you believe in, takes care of the rest. Now, while that's simple, it's not always easy. Too often we make decisions that are not right today, but we think they will be in the long run. Perhaps we twist the numbers just a bit, or inflate that resume a little, or step on someone on the way up, believing it will all be worthwhile, but that never works, not in the end. What a lot of faith it takes in ourselves and in our higher power to make the right decisions today based on that deep inner voice and the trust that our Creator will take care of the rest. Early in my speaking and writing career, I won a prestigious writing contest run by a major magazine. My prize was the honor of attending a coveted week-long writing retreat, making me a regular contributor for this very popular national publication. It's every writer's dream. The disappointing news was that I had a speaking engagement contracted smack dab in the middle of that week. This writing seminar was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I wanted desperately to cancel my engagement or to substitute another speaker. But deep down in my gut, with that little inner voice, I knew that was wrong. So I missed the writing retreat and kept my commitment to my client. And from that event, I got another contract, 4 times worth my fee. I made the right decision that day, and indeed my God took care of the rest. This philosophy in practice takes all the pressure off. Make the moral, ethical, deep down in your gut, you know it's the right decision today. It's simple. And with practice, it becomes easy. That leads to the next best way to make good decisions, and that is always tell the truth. Make sure that every word that comes out of your mouth is true, big or small. If the project takes 2 weeks, don't say 1. If it costs $200, don't say $190. Honesty is the best policy. Remember what Will Rogers said, tell the truth. It's a lot easier to remember. Sometimes people are stuck with the decisions they made before they could vote. Would you ask an 18-year-old for career advice today? When you decided to pursue your current path, how old were you? I know an electrical engineer who at the age of 40 had a revelation. I wanted to be an artist, but because he chose engineering in high school, he felt stuck with it the rest of his life. I love my life as a nurse, and I had no interest in ever changing my careers. And yet when my hobby catapulted and I had to make a big decision to do something else, to change my path, to follow my new passion with speaking and writing, is there something else you want me to do or be? Is there something else you want to decide to do or be? To make good decisions, there are times when we need to just say no. This is hard for many of us to do since we think we need to be all things to all people. Dear Abby gave me great advice on that one in one of her columns. I was relieved to read that I didn't have to give a reason for why I couldn't help. I thought I had to explain that I was already chairing the church bazaar and collecting money for the cancer drive and managing 30 kids and 100 horses, so I didn't have time to bake cookies for the 3rd grade class picnic. But dear Abby told me I didn't have to give a reason. All I had to do was say, I'm sorry I can't. I have another commitment. What a relief. That commitment can be taking care of yourself, your family, your priorities. Try it next time. It may save you from shoveling a lot of horse poop. It's hard to say no, though, when others are pleading and counting on us, isn't it? In those situations, consider this. It's only when you step back that others can step forward. Every time you say yes, it deprives another person of an opportunity. When you decline, it gives that person a chance to serve, to learn, to grow. Owning a decision is crucial for living with it. Avoid using the words have to. It's said we don't have to do anything but die and pay taxes. I'd like to submit that we don't have to pay taxes. We choose to live in a country that collects taxes, and we choose to pay them or go to jail. If making a decision is difficult, do you ever postpone it for an inordinate amount of time? But not to decide is to decide. Even no decision is a decision. Think about it. Remember, where you are today is based on decisions you made in the past, and where you'll be tomorrow is based on decisions you make today. Take the time and exercise the wisdom to make them good ones. Making better decisions every day makes us better people. And as better people, we are recognized and offered better opportunities, which in the end brings us much happiness, just as you deserve.